with another One Piece Noob review, joined today by Mist, who has just completed the 28th arc in One Piece, ZOU. Yes, you heard me correctly. He is on his way to catching to One Piece as we are all waiting for him in the land of Wano. Mist, you know how it goes by now. You review and I interview you about the One Piece arc. So please, man, take the floor and do give us your short, quick, and sweet review of your experience with the ZOU arc, man.
What's up, guys? Missed you. I mean, you mentioned that earlier, but yeah, ZOU. I was rather impressed in the arc. I mean, I was shocked actually, not really impressed, but rather shocked because it was a giant elephant, dude. An elephant. My gosh, I was like, what? ZOU? Elephant? I had no idea that ZOU meant an elephant. And I think is that Japanese, right? This is Japanese before I end up saying Spanish. Is that Japanese?
Yes, I do believe that ZOU translates to elephant in Japanese, sir.
Yeah, dude, I was like really shocked. A giant elephant. I'm like, wow, Oda, you actually did this. You actually pulled it off. An elephant. I didn't question Jack. Well, seeing the elephant, I questioned that. I was like, obviously, because a whole lot of questions are brought up during the arc. So I also had questions of my own watching that. I was like, yeah, that's a good question, Oh, there's another question on top of that question. But, a sweet short review. I'll try to keep it short. I'll try to keep it sweet. We'll see what happens. But yeah, amazing arc. Really amazing. Got to see some new characters that I didn't even know existed in the world of One Piece. Got to see some rather skillful Minks moving there. Like I was surprised to even see like even the normal civilians know how to kick butt, and I was like, what? No ways. I was impressed. I was really impressed. I'm not gonna lie to them. And obviously, finally got to see the straw hats, well, the twirly hats. Finding out that they saved ZOU, I was like actually pretty happy. I was like, wow, wherever these guys go, they always make a difference, and that's cool because being a straw hat fan, you're always gonna be like, yeah, guys, you can do it. You always like backing them up no matter what they do. And it was just cool to hear that these guys respect them and love them because because they help them out, and that was great. Like I mentioned, and I also got to see new characters, which is also amazing. Because that was the one thing that I was hyped up the most for, I guess. Because like seeing Jack and his subordinates, yeah, seeing Jack and his crew, I was really impressed there. I was like, wow, okay, so things are getting serious in the world of One Piece. People are having bounties like beyond my imagination right now. I'm like, flip, bro, what's happening? But yeah, overall, it was an amazing arc. I saw things that I'd never expected to see, believe it or not. I saw some new things with the whole road poneglyphs. I was like, what? Those things exist? I only thought they were like one type of poneglyph, and there was like those dark blue ones. Cool seeing that, and just seeing that the Minks and the tribe from Wano are actually like friends. I was like, what the hell, bro? When you start off this arc, you're like, nah, bro, don't tell them that you have a samurai with y'all. And then, bam, this guy's actually looking for the samurai, and they were keeping him safe because of their friendship. I was like, One Piece, Oda, what are you gonna do next? And getting to see that Odin and what's this guy, Dogstorm and Master Cat Viper were once on Goldie Rogers' ship. I was like, dang, the more they talk about this guy, the more I get hyped for him, and I just really want to see. That's all I can really say for this arc. And obviously there were twists and whatnot in the arc, but I'm sure we'll get more into that later on within the video. So yeah, that's it from my side. Got you.
Thank you for that, Miss. That sweet, quick, and short review of ZOU. Right. So obviously ZOU is not an action-packed arc of One Piece like we're used to having. Right. It is more of a breather and more of a setup arc, rather, for the arcs that come after it, specifically being Whole Cake Island and Wano, which you are close to, by the way. You are really close to Wano. You do not understand, man. But yes, you mentioned a couple of things that I was going to ask you questions on. But yeah, ZOU was, for me as well, a really nice arc, especially coming off all of the action in Dressrosa and all of the new crazy characters in Dressrosa. It was just really nice to come back down, something completely different. As you mentioned, you approach ZOU and it's an elephant, something that you did not expect. But you were kind of suspicious when Law said that it can only be reached using a Vivre card, right? So ZOU, very chilled arc, laid back arc. It does, as I said, set up a lot of things for future arcs, but in itself, it is a good arc as well. So let us get straight into the questions, man. All right. Now, reviewing ZOU, right? I couldn't come up with a lot of questions with this arc because, as I said, it's a very laid back arc. It's a chilled arc, a setup arc, really. As I said, a breather, right? But one of the first questions that I was gonna ask you that you already answered was, what were your thoughts approaching ZOU and finding out that it's an elephant, right? Zunisha, rather, as it has a name. But you have already, given your thoughts on that. So, the next question that I have for you, right? You didn't mention this man, and I think he was introduced, if I remember correctly, somewhere in between, after you leave Dressrosa, in between, and it is Edward Weevil. Do you remember hearing about Edward Weevil, man?
Yeah, man, definitely. I remember that character.
So, you were introduced to Edward Weevil in this arc, man, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I hate this dude. I do not like this dude. I mentioned it in the previous One Piece video that we did. I do not like Edward Weevil whatsoever, right? But anyways, onto the question, man. We are told, right, that he is taking out the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, man. How do you feel about this dude and his actions that he's currently doing? You feel me? The whole taking out the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, being the self-proclaimed son of Whitebeard. Who the hell do you think you are, bro? The self-proclaimed son of Whitebeard. How do you feel about this character, man?
Thank you for bringing that up. I was like, what? Whitebeard as the son? Yeah, dude, you're coming off a bit too strong there. Hey, come on, man. Don't hate the man so much. When I heard that someone was trying to, trying to take out the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, I was really, I was shocked, to be honest. I was shocked, and then they mentioned it was Whitebeard's kid, or self-proclaimed Whitebeard kid. I was like, what? I started laughing. Just the mother alone. The mother alone looked like the type of person that would lie to the kid just so that she can come off rich, But yeah, just his actions alone, I didn't like at all. I did not like at all. I was totally against that because these guys just came back from a war, and now this guy's out of nowhere coming here trying to take them out. And I hated it. I'm not like, I was sitting there. I'm like, why? I'm like in my head. I'm like, why, dude? If you're Whitebeard's kid, I don't think Whitebeard would even tell you to do such a thing. Come on, bro. If you're his kid, what type of heart do you have for doing that?
Yeah, bro. As I said, I'm not a fan of this guy. I don't know why he's taking out the Whitebeard pirates, but man, Oda obviously placed this dude in the story for a reason, so I really do believe that he has a role to play in the story. As I mentioned in the previous One Piece video, man, you met Edward Weevil, the dude that I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that doesn't like this dude, right? But as well, within the arc, you meet your first Yonko commander, man, Jack the damn Drought. Personally, my favorite from the Beast Pirates, man. But yeah, how do you feel about Jack, right? Him coming onto ZOU, because he is essentially the person that, starts all the conflict amongst the Minks, right? Him coming there looking for Raizo, them claiming that they don't know who Raizo is and that they're not hiding him at all. So how do you feel about Jack, man? Just him as a character and what he actually was there to do, right? As a subordinate as well of he's a subordinate of Kaido. How do you feel about him as a character and him as an obedient subordinate of the strongest creature amongst all living things, Kaido?
I was impressed, I didn't know, I was so, I've never seen someone so stubborn, and I've seen stubborn people. But this man, surely is something, because I remember he even showed him off, they showed us a glimpse of him in Dressrosa at the end when they were transporting Doflamingo, and we just hear someone saying, Jack, I think we should go away, and then Jack's like, hey, do you know who you're talking to? I'm like, damn, who's this? I'm like, who's this? I was really curious, who's this? And then we found out that this Jack guy that's trying to go for Doflamingo just came from ZOU. I was like, whoa, and he started all this conflict. I was really ticked off, but he is really obedient, and that was surprising, because I know I know for sure, some people, if you tell them I don't have it, you're gonna be like, okay, cool, let's leave. But this guy's like, nah, I don't care if you don't have it. I just like to see destruction, and chaos. So I was like, damn, I was impressed. Not gonna lie, I was really impressed. Just the way he carries himself, and like he knows his worth, and that's dope. You know, that's really impressive. Flip and seeing his devil fruits, I was like, damn, the man's a mammoth. That's impressive. I was like, damn, you know, he seemed like the type of person that just won't back off, even if you tell him to back off, you know. And that's what I loved to see. I'm not gonna lie.
Jack the Drought, man. Everybody's favorite mammoth. We all know it. So as you said, man, Oda continuously surprises you within the world of One Piece. He left Dressrosa, you know, pretty much Cinderella story even there. But now you transition to ZOU. You get there and there's talking animals. It's not something that's new to you, of course, because you met Beppo, right? Law's right-hand man. So, how do you feel about the Minks in general, man? Like just the Minks. That's the first question I should have asked you. But how do you feel about the Minks in general?
The Minx. I was impressed with the Minx, honestly. Like seeing that whole flashback as to what happened for ZOU to be ruined like that. I was surprised because the form of combat was really impressive to me. Because I saw some martial arts there, I saw some electrostatics there. You know, as soon as I saw that electricity coming out of their hands, I was like, oh snap, physics coming back. I mean, it kind of made sense because they had hair and, you know, the whole furriness and static whatnot. So I was like, it's cool, you know, I was really surprised. It was like, to be honest, when I saw that lady, like, this lady that looked normal starting to fight, even this kid, bro, I'm like, what? Even the kid was starting to fight. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Like the fact that they could talk, I wasn't surprised at that. But the fact that everyone there was a good hand-to-hand fighter, I was like, damn, that's amazing.
All right, so thank you for your thoughts on the Mink tribe. So now, while we're still on the Minks topic, right, the race of the Minks, there is this one character. Some people feel that she is actually, you know, the leader right now in the race to being the next Straw Hat, man. And I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about, right? Talking about Carrot, everybody's favorite bunny, you feel me? So, what are your thoughts on Carrot? How do you feel about Carrot? And do you actually think that she would be a good fit in the Straw Hat crew? Because you just started Whole Cake Island, right? And obviously Carrot is with them on that journey. So how do you feel, right, about Carrot? And do you believe that she is actually a good fit for the Straw Hats in comparison to everybody else and how they fit into the crew? What do you think her role would be?
Honestly, with that whole Carrot, I don't know. Like I've, you know, it's like starting the show and going where we are now. It's just like whatever happened. You know, I couldn't really have a say in that. Like I didn't have, you know, the power, of course, to be like, hey, I think this person should join or that person should join. But if with Carrot, I think in ZOU she seemed rather jumpy character. She was like begging Luffy, like, take me out to sea with you, take me out to sea. And she was like rather jumpy character. You know, when I think about it, like all the Straw Hats are fun, loving individuals. You know, they're really amped, energetic, happy, and I think she'd make a cool Straw Hat, I guess. I mean, sure, the fun side, but I don't really know what she really bring to the crew, to be honest. I mean, sure, she doesn't have a devil fruit, so she can like swim, so that's cool. I don't know if rabbits can swim. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say, honestly, because I haven't seen much and I can't really say much. Like, just think about her, like her personality wise, I love it, you know, energetic, you know, kiddie vibe, just like Luffy and them. It's like, yeah, what's this, what's that, oh my gosh, that's cool, you know, that's cool. But then other than that, I don't really have much to say about her, you know. It's just met the character. I mean, sure, it'd be cool to have another Stride member, like from the beginning of the show and where I am now. I've just been like, yeah, cool, so that person joined your crew, they have a backstory, oh, that's cool, okay, there's a reason why. I mean, you like them, Luffy likes them, and Luffy decides this. And for me, it's just like I agree with whatever he says, because I mean, he is the main character of the show, you know.
I definitely get you, but unfortunately I cannot say much since we have just started Whole Cake Island, and you know, that's where Carrot gets her things going, you know, where she raises her hand, you know, for contention of being part of the crew. So I really cannot say much, you feel me? But this is a question that I want to come back to and ask you after Whole Cake Island. So another Minks topic, right? Night and day, Neko and Inu, right? Nekomamushi, Inuarashi, you know them as Cat Viper and Duke Dogstorm. What are your thoughts on the Minx system, right? And these two characters specifically, having heard that they traveled with Goldie Roger.
Dogstorm and Master Cat Viper. Oh, even their names. Like when I heard those names, I was like, what? This is some serious heavy hitters, you know. Duke Dogstorm, Master Cat Viper. Come on. Seeing Dogstorm and Cat Viper, like the whole, and their relationship too, you know. It was, at first it was like this whole quarrel thing going on. I was like, what's happening, bro? I thought the co-kings of ZOU, so shouldn't they be working together? And obviously along the line they rekindle things, and that was really cool to see. But like just seeing them up front, I love the fact that they were always pushing it, you know. I think they fought Jack for some time. Yeah, they fought Jack for some time, if I remember correctly, like for a really long time, like day in and day out, they just kept on fighting Jack, and I was rather impressed because these guys pushed it in, even though, you know, they had to work with the system with the whole night and day, where Dogstorm rules ZOU in the day and Cat Viper rules at night. I was like, come on guys, like seriously, can't you guys like grow up, you know? Holding grudges is a thing of the past. Come on, people. But yeah, it was just cool, bro. Just the Dogstorm and Master Cat Viper, just those names alone, it just left me with goosebumps, bro. And just seeing them, I was like, just looking at them, bro. You know, Cat Viper, especially, like that's my favorite there. He was my favorite in that arc. I was just like, that's cool. Lasagna loving cat, you know, Garfield making a comeback here, even in One Piece, which is really, really cool, you know.
Yeah, man, most definitely. One thing that I really enjoyed though is that Oda, you know, he kept that thing of cats and dogs fighting, you know, even in One Piece, you know. But even as you said, right, that these guys, they come to resolve at the end and they realize that, you know, something is actually bigger than their feud. So yeah, man, it was really, really interesting seeing these two. And you are right, they did fight Jack for, I think it was 4 days straight, if I am not mistaken, before Jack obviously busts out the gas and then takes an arm from Neko and then takes a leg from Inu. Was it the other way around? Not quite sure. But yeah, before he does all of that stuff, man. But now onto the big moments of ZOU, man. The Minks were actually hiding Raizo, man. Like, this scene is just so damn... Yeah. What are your thoughts on this brave, you know, like, grand scale of loyalty that, man, through, you know, they flipping had their, you know, entire, like, village, I'd say, ruined, protecting someone, saying that he is not here, man. What are your thoughts on this grand, you know, acts of loyalty?
I was surprised, honestly, like just seeing the ninja there. I was like surprised because if I remember correctly, while they were fighting Jack, they were like, someone mentioned that Minks don't lie, and when I read that, I was like, yeah, cool. These people don't look like people that lie. And then bam, this ninja's there. I'm like, what, Raizo? He's here. I was shocked, bro. I was like, what? Like, these people put their lives on the line just for Raizo, you know. And that moved me, of course. I was like, they had his back till the very end. They didn't care about their own lives, but they were willing to put it down for someone else. I was like,
Yeah, man, most definitely. This scene really shocked me, man. That through everything that you guys went through, they flipping lost arms, legs, bro. Some of the Minks died trying to protect this ugly ass dude called Raizo. So yeah, that leads me on to my next question, man. You know, getting onto ZOU, hearing that we are gonna see a ninja in One Piece, I'm pretty sure you were hella excited. Now, you know, you've got Luffy and Chopper and company, you know, going on about the Nin and all that stuff, you feel me? Then you get to Raizo. What are your thoughts on Raizo's look? I'm not even going to ask you about how do you feel about this character, right? I'm just going to ask you from the jump, what do you feel, right? What do you think, actually, my bad, about Raizo's look, Raizo's design, man? Because I feel like that's just the main thing about Raizo. There's your ninja in One Piece, man. What do you feel about, you know, the way this dude looks?
I think like Oda should get arrested for that, bro. Man was ugly. Hey, I was expecting like tall, slim figure, and then we get this guy with a big head. I was disappointed. I was really, really disappointed.
Definitely, dude. Like, those are one of the things where Oda trolled us so dang hard that it wasn't even funny, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I saw Raizo, it wasn't something funny. Like, remember Duval, right, from Sabaudi Archipelago, the previous, before they actually got there, the dude was hiding his face and said he wanted revenge, on Sanji for how Sanji has messed up his life. And then, boom, he takes off his, helmet, and it's this ugly dude, who actually looks like that Sanji drawing, and it is just hilarious, right? And then you get Raizo, bro. You get there, you're expecting someone, like the likes of, like, for example, Naruto, because, dude, you hear ninjas, that's the first thing that comes to your mind in terms of anime. And then you get Raizo, bro. Like, I definitely agree with you, man. Oda should be arrested for that because it was not funny at all. You feel me? But yeah, man, you voiced your thoughts on the way this dude looks. Now you've seen Raizo, the man that the Minks were willing to lose their lives for, right? And you heard the whole story about the road Poneglyphs. But now onto this question, right? Onto the last set of questions. So you learned that Sanji now has an extended family. Okay, not necessarily an extended family, but that Sanji actually has a family, right? So, just in general, that entire moment with Capone Beige pulling up, spreading this news to, Sanji and letting him know that, yo, bro, Big Mama's waiting for you there, your father's calling you, right? And the look that Sanji had on his face and him understanding that I have to go, something is going to happen to certain people. Man, how do you feel about actually hearing this news? As you said, you've even started Whole Cake Island. But, like, that's where we're heading right now with the story. But, like, what are your thoughts in general on that, man?
Honestly, like when I heard that Sanji had a family, I was surprised, like really, really surprised, because we got his story, or I thought that was the story. Back in East Blue, when he met Onazef and stuff like that, I thought that was the story, and that was it. That was a touching story. This man leaves the place, doesn't say goodbye, bows down, starts crying. Don't catch a cold. I was happy with that. And then bam, this Berger guy comes in. You're getting married. I'm like, huh? You're getting married? The third son of the Vince Smoke. I'm like, third son? Vince Smoke? Who's that? And then bam, turns out it's Sanji's family. I'm like, this guy has a family. We see this guy on like a restaurant in East Blue, and all of a sudden he has a family. I was shocked. Other than that, it's like the whole seeing Burge shoot Pickums in the back. I was also surprised about that. I was like, talk about trust and loyalty. My gosh.
Definitely, man. The Capone Beige shooting, Pickums in the back. That was really shocking. But then again, he was kind of right. You feel me? You can't let emotions, get in between things. You feel me? So now I think onto the last question. As I mentioned, it was really hard to formulate questions for ZOU, but the last one that I wanted to talk about, because it's something that even dates back to Goldie Roger and everything. You saw the big moment with Zunisha, right? ZOU, the elephant. The big moment when Jack was trying to chop down its leg, and you had Momonosuke and Luffy communicating with it, or rather Momonosuke communicating with Zunisha and Luffy hearing Zunisha, right, with the voice of all things is what it's called. So what were your thoughts? What was your take on that entire interaction of just even Momonosuke in general having to step up, right, as a leader, because you do know that this guy is the heir to the Kozuki, throne or whatever it is. So what are your thoughts on just that interaction with the whole Zunisha, voice of all things, Momonosuke having to step up? Because that's going to play, I believe, a very big role later on in the story. So what are your thoughts on that in general?
Like, to be honest, when Luffy heard the voice, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all, because I remember at Fisherman Island, it was the same case with the Sea Kings. They heard their voice, and then they flashed back to when Goldie Roger heard the voice of the Sea Kings. And also, I wasn't really surprised when it was Luffy, but Momo for sure, I was surprised. And like I was actually surprised that the voice didn't respond back to Luffy, because I thought that Judo was the main character, but obviously you can't just give the main character OP traits every time. So that was a solid move. But yeah, Momo being able to hear the Zunisha, I was like, oh, that's cool. I see it would be like paying homage to the past, type of thing. Yeah, like because I'm sure they mentioned that Momo's father once traveled with Goldie Rogers, so I think that's like the kind of thing that they're working for here. And like just the fact that the elephant replied back to Momo, I was like, oh, that's really unique. Like first we had girl from the Fisherman Island, the princess. She could speak to sea kings, and now we have Momo speaking to an elephant. I was like, what else is there? I was like, did have a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions there, but obviously as time progresses, the questions get answered and stuff. But like, I really wanted the elephant to talk back to Luffy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that wasn't the case. It's just that he could hear the voice, and Momo could hear the voice, and the voice would respond back to him. And I was like, that makes sense. There's obviously part of the plot and stuff like that. Like, but come on, guys, it's Luffy. Why didn't you speak back to Luffy? Like, I was really there. I'm like, you can hear the voice for sure, but why can't he, like, respond? Why can't the voice respond back? But yeah.
Yeah, man, I get you. I understand. Thank you for your answer. So, we've reached the end of the questions. So, man, is there anything that you want to say before we close off? I know you've already started Whole Cake Island. Hopefully you'll finish it soon. We can get back to the reviews. Is there anything that you want to say in closing?
Yes, actually, there's one thing that popped up, like at ZOU. When everyone, obviously, when they were traveling up the elephant, this dude, this clown-looking samurai, I forget his name, but Kimeno's friend, he drew, I think it was a dragon, and then Kimeno was like, oh, a dragon, an eye for an eye, I see, and that just left me, left me perplexed. I was like, what's happening here, type of thing.
Unfortunately, I can't say much about that, man. But thank you to everybody that has listened up until this point, right? Obviously, liking the video tells us that you want more, you feel me? But if you want to like it, right? As we always say, you're not forced to. If you want to dislike it too, then go ahead, right? But subscribe, please. It really helps, right? And with that, man, this was One Piece Noob Reviews, ZOU, the 28th arc of One Piece. The next time we will be back here is when Mist covers, or rather finishes, Whole Cake Island, right? So Mist, on to you, man. You know what you always say.
It's like I always say. What you know about anime, boy?